Welcome back to Series 2 and Episode 1 of Anthony Meets for Queer 40 magazine. Well, we kicked off the series last year, actually it's nearly 2 years ago now during lockdown, and Episode 1 was the fabulous Angie Brown, which kind of set the energy for the rest of the episodes. We saw Bonnie Tyler, we saw Tapai, we saw Charlene. So keeping with the Icons theme, the pressure was on. We had to get a really big name in for Episode 1 of Series 2. And I give you none other than Kim Wilde. Kim, hello.
Hello, darling. How are you doing today?
I'm all the better for seeing you, Kim.
I'm all the better for seeing you too, Anthony.
So, Kim, you're not just here to chat to me, much as I'd love the idea that you just give up your afternoon to chat just to me, but you have a big project going on. What's happening?
Well, I'm just about to start my Greatest Hits tour, Anthony, on the 10th of September. And I haven't really got my head around the fact that I'm just about to go on a tour, not just in the UK throughout September, but then jumping into Germany and thereafter into Holland and Sweden and back in time just for Christmas. So, yeah, I've run out of eyeliner. I've run out of really good mascara. I really definitely don't have any makeup that's the same color as my skin. I'm woefully unprepared from that point of view. I've got all my costumes sorted, so that's important. Done that. The band, everything, all the really important stuff boxes are ticked. But I'm a little bit behind. I should probably go to the hairdressers, but I haven't really sorted that out either. So it's all a bit hit and miss in chez moi.
Listen, I've absolutely no doubt at all you'll pull it out of the bag. But actually, just that you hit on that, the looks thing, I mean, obviously, you stormed the charts as a musician and everybody loves the music, undisputable, a queen of pop without a doubt. But the pressure was on from a fashion perspective as well. You instantly became a fashion icon.
Well, when I started, I was buying all my clothes from Oxfam, and I wasn't really into high fashion at all, and I got more into fashion as the videos progressed, and I was like wearing some nice Zadine Lalaya, and I did enjoy wearing all of that, of course I did, but I never felt myself as being so much a style icon though. It was quite hit and miss. Sometimes I really pulled it off and other times I absolutely didn't. But I've really got into costumes in the last few years, and my Here Come the Aliens tour, and I was wearing my sort of spaceship, my space outfit, Space Invader outfit, and I even had a little plastic illuminated laser gun, and I really had fun with that, going all a bit sci-fi. And now I'm going a bit glam rock for the Greatest Hits tour, and I've had some fabulous costumes made, so I'm very excited.
Amazing. And I believe that there's a big light show and stuff involved as well. It's not just about the music, it's going to be extravaganza kind of show.
Yeah, we've got a lovely lighting guy who's just does an incredible job. John Davies just does a beautiful job, makes us look incredible. So yeah, we've pulled out some stops to make it, I mean, we want it to look as great as it's going to sound, but it's all about the music. It'll be a greatest hits, but we'll put in some unexpected stuff, but it will be reflective of what's happening on my Greatest Hits album.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's all there. It's a KW night, it's unashamedly so, come and be seduced.
Gorgeous. Love it. And it's no surprise actually that you ended up in music. You come from music royalty. You've got Marty Wade, your mum was part of the Vernons, your sister Roxanne works with Kylie, your brother writes music, so it's a family hit factory really, isn't it?
It is actually, yeah, and we all absolutely worship pop music, and in all its different genres, in every single genre you can imagine, and then it all comes under this sweet little umbrella called pop. Yeah. And that's where I put myself. I just figure, well, I'm just going to be I'm a pop star. I just may as well just go, get real with it. This is what I am, and that's why I wrote "Pop Don't Stop," which was an ode to pop music itself and all the great things it's brought into my life and into my brother's life and all people in the audience.
Gorgeous. And obviously, you know, our audience is, it's an LGBTQ plus audience, and you are a massive gay icon. We all love you so much. We kind of feel an ownership of you in some ways. But you would have been around, you know, back in the 80s through the 90s, you would have seen the gay scene changing, I suppose, as we get more into a more acceptable, equal sort of place.
Yeah, and that's been a wonderful thing to witness and be a part of. So we are on, you know, very optimistic days now, I think. And yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of work still to be done for the communities involved, but they know what work that is to be done, and do it with style, you know. And Pride is such a fabulous celebration. I love that. And that's a beautiful thing. And there are places around the world, obviously, where it's very dangerous to be gay or be anything other than, you know, what's perceived as normal or heterosexual. I don't know what I hate these labels. I mean, who needs them anyway?
I know.
But you know, there is a, you know, it's moving on. Things are starting to move on in a really positive way, and I love that.
Oh, brilliant. And obviously you came out of music for a while and then just became, again, synonymous with something else completely different, which was, of course, horticulture and garden design. And how on earth did this happen?
I know. Well, I was always a country girl from when I moved to London to the countryside when I was about 9, just after Man landed on the moon. I saw that happen from in the living room in London, in southeast London, and then we moved to Hertfordshire, and that's when I thought, oh, I love the countryside and all the flowers and the green and the trees. And then, of course, in the 80s, my life just went off to be, you know, became just this fabulous adventure of being 20-something and a pop star. And then I sort of landed as a 30-year-old, sort of longing for something more. And by the time I got to 36, got married and had children, you know, horticulture just really came in. And now it's a massive part of my life. It's just as much as pop music is, and performing. It's not diminished. You know, they live side by side. They need each other.
Yeah. Good. That's actually, that was going to be my next question. I watched an interview with your dad and your sister. I think, I can't remember, it was the 80s memory road trip or something like that. I think it might have been at your house, actually. It was a beautiful garden behind you. And what I thought was lovely, actually, was it's very obvious to see as a family, the music never stopped.
Yeah, it never stops. I mean, my dad is still jumping in the car and going off and doing a gig. You know, my sister Roxanne, she's been doing a lot of work with Claire from Altered Images lately. Of course, she worked with Kylie for 10 years. My brother's always writing, always producing. My son is just about to go on tour with a band called Wonder Horse. Yeah, so music is just, you know, it's just so close. You know, I wouldn't want to shake it off, but I mean, you know, I would have a real hard time trying to do that if I did.
Now, I've got to ask you, is your Christmas song on your Christmas playlist?
I love my Christmas album. It's one of the best projects that I was involved in doing for my career, and it came about inspired greatly by that sort of piss up on a train and antlers and drunk and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if anyone listening knows what I'm talking about, but 3 million people went on YouTube and watched me genuinely drunk after a Christmas party, singing Christmas songs with my brother Ricky Wild, who had a real hard time keeping standing up. In fact, fell over with his guitar at one point. And I think I only got saved by the fact that I was wearing antlers, which kind of gave it a festive vibe. Otherwise, it could have looked truly tragic. And yeah, so it kind of kicked me into gear, and I thought, you know what, I love Christmas. And I started putting the album together, and it ended up being more original songs than covers, as it turned out. And it became a real labor of love. And every Christmas, I stopped myself from playing it before December the 1st. But a month isn't long enough to play Christmas songs and Christmas albums. So I might let myself off and just give myself November this year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I walk about looking like I'm okay, but inside I secretly want to put a Christmas tree up.
Oh, no, really. I mean, I've already found the one in my garden that's gonna cop it and end up in the living room
I love it. So one of the questions we always ask is kind of the rose and thorn question, you know. So you've had this wonderful life as a pop star. So what was your favorite sort of high, and what was the low? What was the thorn?
I think the thorn was the first time when it all kind of seemed to be disappearing, and I had to really kind of face up to that it was quite brutal, because obviously my career had begun massively with Kids in America, and I was traveling the world, and you know, more hits, and View from a Bridge and Cambodia was a massive hit and sold 1 million copies in France alone. And so this was just like getting higher and higher, and then it just, you know, I guess it was the third album, you know, and things just suddenly started dipping and a bit more. And I do remember, you know, that was hard, you know, the first low of not being the flavor, I guess, of the month. So the first cut, you know, the first cut is the deepest kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I got used to it, you know, because then my career sort of revived in 1988 with Close and You Came and all those, Never Trust a Stranger and Four Letter Word. And then I realized that I was going to have a career like that it was always going to be an up and down career. There were going to be great moments and less great moments, and that actually it all evened out in the end, because, you know, I learned so much in the down times and I celebrated in the good times. And so now there's not, you know, it takes a lot to phase this old bird.
Not so old. If you're old, I'm old. Yeah, so that's actually something that I've had in conversation quite recently. Somebody, I won't say who they were talking about, somebody made a reference to somebody's comeback. And I said, you can't talk about an icon like that and then say comeback. They've never gone away. Their career hasn't stopped. They may not have been releasing music this past couple of years or whatever, but they haven't stopped. This is not a comeback. This is a continuation. How do you feel about that? When do people talk to you about a comeback, or?
Well, they just haven't been paying attention, have they?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's more their problem than mine. I mean, I literally haven't stopped. I did take a big step out of my career in '96 when I got married and when we had our children, and that was a decision that I made. And then it was a decision to get back in to play live music with a lot of 80s icons and do that whole 80s revival thing, which I really resisted actually for quite some time. They kept, you know, getting in contact with me. I said, no one wants to, I'm married, you know, I'm a woman of a certain age now, and I'm definitely not the size 10 I used to be. And you know, no one wants to, you know, I've got a couple of kids and I've got a dog, and, you know, it's not, the romance is gone. You know, let's just face it, I can't even wear the same hairstyle anymore. Everyone used to rave about that hairstyle. I can't do that anymore. And so I was amazed when I got back on stage and the audience were there just having a ball. So I haven't stopped, you know, I mean, it's all audience led.
Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And you were saying actually your son, he's in a band now, he's going on tour. What advice would you give people coming up in the industry now? Because we have this sort of Insta celeb where everybody's famous for 15 minutes. What would be the wisdom that you would give to them coming behind?
Yeah, I think, you know, I mean, I had a great team around me right from the start, and that really helped. So I think, you know, be very careful who you choose to have on your team. Get your team together, and give them what's the word, license. You know, don't clip their wings. You know, if you're going to work with someone, let them be who they are, and let them give to you what they want to give, the way they want to give it. Don't tell them how to be them.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you don't let anyone tell you how to be you. And if you love music, you'll find a way. And fame is a very fickle thing, so forget about fame, but focus on the really important things: your passion, what it is you love to do, and the people you surround yourself with. Be very careful who you surround yourself with.
Yeah. Excellent advice. Well, look, on that, I'm just going to finish off with some more information about your tour. So you have China Crisis joining you, I believe?
Yes, I love them.
Wow, fantastic. And am I right in saying you kick off Saturday the 10th of September in Gateshead?
That's right, Gateshead up in Newcastle, and then we finish in London at the Palladium. We're doing 11 shows throughout September in a town near you.
I'm expecting VIP guest list, by the way, just so you know.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely, sure, absolutely.
Absolutely, darling.
Of course, it was bound to be sold out, but I should think we could squeeze you in.
Find me a jumpsuit, darling. So they can get tickets at Kim Wilde, Wilde with an E, obviously.com. And where can we get the album?
Oh, well, usual places. It's out there. The Kim Wilde Pops Don't Stop album. There you go. A little picture of it there. Another little picture of it there.
Love it.
It's lovely. I love it. So
absolutely gorgeous.
Celebrating 40 years of just loving the pop music, and who knows, another 10 years, 20 years, we'll still be having a chat about it.
I hope so. So. Kim Wilde, we absolutely adore you. We're super grateful for your time. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Obviously wish you the very best with everything, the album, the gardening, the tour. And I'll definitely see you at one of the venues along the way. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Kim Wilde.
Real pleasure.